let's talk a bit about episode 1. Now, I know it's only 2 episodes as of the making of this video, but the best part so far for this show is the first 15 minutes of episode 1 minus a couple things. I'm happy they solved that one issue of Cortana's ability to control and be a better version of Master Chief by removing her from his brain. You know, we see Silver Team and the UNSC handling a civilian evacuation. The civilians ain't having it, and honestly, this whole drama scene and the dialogue, it's a bit silly.
What's the problem, Captain?
You should know I'm authorized to use whatever force I deem necessary.
So, I guess you're just not gonna tell him what the problem is, you dick? That's not how dialogue works. You know, after Granny gives Chief a pep talk, Covenant are reported to be on the way to start glassing. You know, Chief goes out to round up a squad of Marines that went missing in action.
Hold fire! You Bravo?
We're Bravo. Communications team.
I know. I can tell from your aim.
Okay, dude. I mean, we're doing okay so far. I don't like how some of this dialogue is quippy. You know, it seems a bit out of place. Big surprise, there's Covenant. I like the fight. I like how quick it is. I like the build up to it. You know, the shaky cam is a bit much at times. I'm not sure why they don't kill this lady with the shotgun. She's an armed combatant. They killed the others that were with her, but she gets to live for some reason. Look, despite the issues, I'm starting to get a bit more immersed. I'm liking most of what I'm seeing, and then they just let him go. Why? Oh no. Master Chief saves the Marine who somehow lived through this entire fight, and then it happens. Master Chief removes his helmet, once again reminding us that this isn't Master Chief. And just like that, the high point of the first 2 episodes, it's done. It's over. Anyone remember how human UNSC infighting drama, the overcharacterization of Master Chief, Juan, Makee, a lot of these problems season 1 had? Well, for the next hour and a half, I hope you're ready to revisit that, and I fucking hate it. I hate how much time is wasted on plot points no one cares about, as well as some of the dialogue.
And the Master Chief. It's an honor.
You know, I'd feel the same way if you were talking about this guy. But you're talking about this guy. I'm not gonna go through this whole thing. I will just sloppily summarize what happens for the next hour and a half. They bring in this guy called Ackerson to replace Halsey as director of the Spartan program, and Jimmy Rings really doesn't like this guy. Ackerson is allegedly lying to old Jimmy here, saying he doesn't believe there were Covenant on the planet prior to the glassing. You know, Jimmy will get pissy with him, and gee whiz, I can't understand why Ackerson is skeptical of Silver Team. You know, the only team that apparently removed their emotional suppressant pellets from their ass that I guess they're just allowed to do. Their leader, Jimmy Rings, the guy who committed treason by giving a Covenant spy his meat stick. You know, the woman who wants to mass murder humanity because some guy beat her with a baton when she was young. He can apparently just go wherever he wants with no surveillance or guards. He'll just go to a therapy AI to talk about how hung up he is and Mrs. Makee. What? These two? They don't know each other that well at all. I mean, besides physically, I guess. Yeah, you're alone here, buddy. I'm not sorry to say that. He can just find the UNSC Marine he saved and ask her questions. He can just have dinner with her family. Like, look at this shit. It makes no sense. Anyway, she apparently lied on her own accord to Ackerson, not telling him what happened because apparently the story is too hard to believe, so why tell anybody? Like, what?
How do you explain why that thing didn't kill me? Because you should have killed me. That's why I didn't tell Ackerson.
Are you taking the piss right now? What the hell kind of reason is that? There's a human Covenant war going on. Why withhold that information from your superior? This whole bit just seems really silly. I don't understand why we're wasting time with all this cloak and dagger. Ackerson's excuse for keeping Jimmy in the dark is because he believes Jimmy is seeing hallucinations due to Cortana being removed from his brain. It's like, okay, I mean, surely he could have used any any of the reasons I highlighted, but he knows Jimmy isn't lying. You know, he had alien blood on him. Do those helmets not record combat information? This guy knows what's going on, alright? We just don't know why he's being shady about all of this, but I'm sure we'll find out why later. I just hope the reason is good. There's a plot line with Soren, you know, the guy who escaped the Spartan program somehow in season 1, and he lives in Pirate Land. This rando called Felix, he shows up giving him a lead on where Dr. Halsey is, which Soren is heavily invested in. You know, despite how extremely sus the information is, Soren just kind of goes along with it and only gets skeptical of this goober when he's in a position to be betrayed. Yeah, I saw Dr. Halsey on this ship I was working on. She was in a box. Take me there. Man, it's kind of crazy how Dr. Halsey kidnaps children, huh? You're not gonna ask how I know this information? Nah. Yeah, there she is right there in that box. Alright, dude, you're just gonna go walk over there in that completely exposed environment? Yup. Wait a minute, something isn't right. Who are you? I'm betraying you, you fucking idiot. When you have nonsensical scenes like this, it just makes it hard to care about any characterization you try to give to a character like Soren. Dr. Halsey is in some weird virtual reality prison cell. I honestly have no idea what the hell is even happening here. Ackerson sends these clones to talk to Halsey, who will die after getting probed with questions by Halsey on what's outside of the room.
What's the point in this?
Yes, Quan is here, and I could sit here and talk about how silly it is that she can overpower these people chasing her, asking the question,
What's the point in this?
I just don't care. Someone give me a reason why I should care about this OC and whatever this slaving pirate plot point is about. You know, big surprise, Cortana is alive, working for Ackerson on simulations that are extremely vague. I'll just assume it's Covenant related. Jimmy Rings finds out a Spartan team by the name of Cobalt went MIA when investigating a communication relay. He pieces together that the Covenant disrupts communications before invading or glassing a planet. So he goes AWOL again. He gathers his team to go out to the relay and find Cobalt. He could argue it's a bit of a stretch, but I'll give it to him if it means he can put his armor on, more importantly, put that helmet back on, if it means we can stop wasting time on pointless side plots that I wouldn't mind if they were written better, but they aren't. And then we get to the ending of episode 2, and yes, Maki is alive.
But why?
I feel like we're already seeing a trend here. Like, we'll get something cool related to the Covenant that is immediately lost when Maki shows up. Why the hell would you do this? You had an out. Kai shot her. She was dead. Why the fuck did you bring her back? Who the hell cares about these OCs? No one wants to see these characters back in action. Especially when most of us are sitting here trying really hard to forget about season 1, for God's sake. Look, I know I glossed over some scenes like the Spartans bickering with each other. Lol, dude, Silver Team has feelings. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, I agree with you, it's stupid, but you came in here to make fun of Silver Team out of envy because they make national news. That's an emotion you're feeling, my guy. How does that make any sense if you have your pellet up your ass? God, I hate this pellet emotional suppressant system. There really is no point for it to exist, like, let alone make any sense. It's so stupid. I could talk more about the rest, but I think I've covered the bulk of what was shown. The rest of it, I'm reserving judgment until this season is fully released. You know, based off the way it's written and the fact that Quan, Maki, and all the other characters that are just wasting screen time, it doesn't give me much hope for the series going forward. I hate how they characterize Master Chief in this show. He is such a prick. You know, when he's doing things like giving a Marine hope in the face of certain death, it's great. This feels like Master Chief, but whenever the helmet is off, whenever the armor is off, he's just insufferable. And it's not like this can't work, they just aren't making it work. And it doesn't make much sense either, like I've already talked about, so I don't have much hope in terms of the story that it will get better. Maybe we'll see more fun action scenes lines and references that'll make Halo fans cream their pants now that we're getting closer to the fall of Reach. I hope this is the end of pointless side plots and we can finally focus on the Human Covenant War, and just hope they don't bastardize it. I mean, it feels pretty bastardized already, but right now I'm between a 3 to 4 out of 10 for the show. This still feels like generic mediocre sci-fi. Depending on what happens, I'll most likely wait until the entire season is over to make one last video about it, unless they do something wild, like, in the next few episodes, I don't know, Maquis is still alive. Maybe she'll invite Jimmy Rings to High Charity and she can experience that feeling of his eggplant yet again.